A common belief is that inside Hinduism there are 330 million Hindu gods. Sri Ramakrishna, a prominent Hindu, wrote, "There can be as many Hindu gods as there are devotees to suit the moods, feelings, emotions, and social backgrounds of the devotees." Hey everyone, my name is Leroy Kenton and you're watching FTD Facts. Now in this episode, I'm exploring the question of why are there so many Hindu gods? Now if you follow any religion or just interested in learning more about religions, give this video a thumbs up. As well as if this is your first time watching FTD Facts, just go click that subscribe button as well as that bell notification so you'll be notified of more videos like this. One of the unique elements of Hinduism is that it's a polytheistic religion, which is a religion that promotes or believes in multiple deities. And inside Hinduism, there's a wide variety of gods to choose from. However, to say that Hinduism is a polytheistic religion isn't exactly 100% accurate. You see, many Hindus do view the religion as a monotheistic religion, meaning that there is one supreme being, one supreme god, and this being has no fixed form or shape. This being is beyond time and space and beyond other human limitations. And all the other gods and goddesses are just different sides or different angles of this one supreme being. This supreme being is seen as the god of all.
Okay, this question actually worries or confuses a lot of Hindu youngsters. And forget about Hindus, it confuses the non-Hindus even more. Because they think this weird religion has got so many gods. And if I ask all of you, look, Shiva, do you think is ultimate almighty? You say yes. Vishnu, yes. Ultimate almighty, yes. Ultimate, yes. And Mother Goddess, of course, Mother Goddess. How can we forget them? She's ultimate too. Now you see, straightway a contradiction. Come on, you can't have too many ultimates. This is not ultimate enough.
Now, similar to the Christian religion, Hinduism also has a trinity of sorts where there's one god in three persons. And these persons, if you will, are Brahma, who is the creator of all reality, Vishnu, the preserver of all the creations, and Shiva, the destroyer. So more accurately, Hindus worship one supreme being by different names. This is because the people in India, through their various different cultures and languages, view God in a different way. And their understanding of God is very distinct to their group or language. Throughout history, four main Hindu branches formed: Shaivism, Shaktism, Vaishnavism, and Smartism. In Shaivism, God is Shiva. In Shaktism, the god is Shakti. For the Vaishnavites, Vishnu is seen as the supreme god. And inside of the Smarta tradition, they see all the deities as a reflection of the one god. So the choice of the deity is left up to the individual. Now this is one of the factors why Hindus are so tolerant of other religious beliefs, because they believe that there are many different paths that one can take that lead them back to the one god. Whether or not you follow a Hindu branch or some other religion, or just even follow a way of life that may not necessarily use the term God, you can still find God whatever path you choose. Now, I did mention that Hinduism is viewed as a polytheistic religion, although that is not entirely accurate, and it can also be viewed as a monotheistic religion, which sheds a little bit more light on the concepts and beliefs of Hinduism. However, there is a third view. One unique concept and teaching inside Hinduism is that God is not far away from humanity, living in a heaven that is way out there that people can't find, but rather that God is actually inside each and every living being, and it's up to us to discover this. And knowing God in this way is the goal of Hinduism. This view of God existing in all things as well as giving life to all things is called Pantheism. This may be a new word for some of you, but it is distinct from Pantheism. And just to clarify, the view of Pantheism states that God and the natural universe are one in the same, nothing more. However, the Pantheism view of Hinduism is quite different. The pantheistic belief is that God is both in the world as well as transcends the world. And this is considered to be the highest Hindu view of God. Hindus also believe in various different gods that perform different functions. And one of the examples that I can use to sort of illustrate this is like, take a corporation for example. We have the owner, and that would be like the supreme god, and then we have other gods, which are like the CEO, the CFO, and other corporate executives. Maybe that's not the most accurate example, but hopefully that sort of gives you a picture. And these other divinities are highly advanced beings, similar to spirits and angels in other religions. But if there is one supreme god, why is the word God used for other beings that aren't God but are called God? Sometimes even human beings are seen and related to as being gods.
They call Sachin Tendulkar as the cricketing god because somebody became an extraordinary achievement, almost superhuman kind of achievement. Now we say he's a deva, he's a cricketing god, because nobody ever played cricket like him.
A little confusing, right? Well, a lot of the confusion simply comes from the use of the English word God.
Today we are using it. Otherwise, there never was a word called God in any of the Indian languages.
And depending on whether or not you use a capital G or a lowercase g, that can change the whole context of what kind of God you're referring to. But in Hindu tradition, they don't always use the word God. Each tradition or branch of Hinduism worship the supreme God as well as their own group of divine beings, which perhaps would create a distinction in your mind to differentiate the supreme being from the other gods / divine beings, which are all reflections of the supreme God. And a lot of the confusion, especially to those who are not Hindu, comes from the fact that Hindus from different branches may call the one God by many different names according to their own traditions. Hinduism allows for the freedom to approach God in your own way and does not say you must conform to one path specifically.
It says the same ultimate reality that you are trying to relate to, you can call it by different names and give it different forms. Names and forms can be different but the same reality, ultimate reality. So not many gods, but many ways to think about God.
And the final thing I want to touch on is the gender of God inside Hinduism. Is God male? Is God female? Is God both?
The only way we can build a relationship with this principle called Brahman is to think of this principle as a personality. Suppose I say, build relation with Brahman. You say, what do I do now? I said, no, think of Mother Goddess, sweet, with flowing hair. Not just Father in heaven, Mommy in heaven. Why not Mommy? Because we are human, we like to relate to this principle in a human manner. That's why we create all this imagery.
Well, commonly in Hinduism, like many other religions, God is represented as a male figure. And in the Hindu view, God's energy, called Shakti, is represented as his wife. For example, the Hindu trinity consists of Brahma, the creator, Vishnu, the preserver, and Shiva, the destroyer. And they have their feminine counterparts like Saraswati, the wife of Brahma, Lakshmi, who is the wife of Vishnu, and Parvati, the wife of Shiva. So God and God's energy are inseparable, and the metaphor of wife is really just used to symbolize this. So these wife gods, if you will, are metaphorical representatives. They're not actually different gods. So you can kind of start understanding now how these god figures are actually representative of the different aspects of God. Hindu philosophy also teaches that God is neither male nor female. Hindus know that God doesn't marry anyone, and gender and marriage are just for us humans. So none of that going on up there, in here, or whatever. The realm of God, none of that going on there.
And the word Brahma means spirit, not as a person at all, but as a principle that underpins reality. They said the whole of this creation is nothing but an expression of this principle. Look, not a person, principle that becomes visible, manifested as the world that we see in front of us. Brahman becomes more visible, becomes clearer as living things, and the most clearest vision of this Brahman, this principle, is humanity, men and women.
So yes, that's why Hindus have so many gods and at the same time don't have so many gods. It's completely impossible to put like a blanket view on the religion of Hinduism. Like even many people don't even like calling it a religion, they call it a way of life. So no one view or perspective or terminology can really sum up Hinduism. It's really all about human exploration and human discovery. So rather than being the source of confusion or the grounds for endless religious disputes and debates, perhaps if you look closely enough, you'll see that within the many varying views of God, or whatever language you use to refer to this higher power or universal energy, we are a lot more similar than we may think. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to leave your feedback down below in the comments section. You can find the links to my social media down below in this video description as well. And until the next video, my name is Leroy Kenton. Thanks for tuning into this episode of FTD Facts, and I'll see you in another video real soon. Coming up. Hey everybody! Now if you enjoyed this video, here's a playlist of more videos about Hinduism. Not only do we have videos exploring the various religions of the world, but we also explore the different countries, cultures, and people of our world. So come back to FTD Facts daily for more videos.